Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Ben Alexander, and if you're new here, welcome. So before I get started, if you're in Europe and you're considering buying a Tesla Model Y, just stay until the end, because there's some really useful information about, really quite nerdy information, but really useful, about the kinds of batteries that is being used in the European Tesla Model Y. Interestingly, they're the batteries that Elon Musk says you should go for if you can have a choice of which batteries you can have in a car. Originally, last year, the Tesla Model Y was certified to be sold with 60 kilowatt hours of batteries from CATL, a Chinese company. That just never happened. We don't know why. But then this year it was recertified to be sold with batteries provided by a Chinese company called BYD, interestingly closer geographically to the Gigafactory in Shanghai, but they aren't using those batteries there. They're using LG and CATL, 70-30 split, one of the other and the other. Can't remember which ones. Before I really jump into it, thank you to my couple of patrons. I only have a couple. Thank you very much. I'm much appreciated just checking me a couple of dollars every month, because I love making these videos and I make them every day, every single day. So if you're new here, subscribe or just keep checking in. It's up to you. But if you don't subscribe, you won't see my videos pop up as a suggestion. So if you go into Tesla and you put a pretend order to buy a Tesla Model Y, if you get the base model, which is the one that you should go for, it is €41,000 plus about 8 or a little bit more thousand in taxes, and then that's a great deal because it's an extra 17,000 if you want the long range version for an extra 80 kilometers of range for €17,000. That's crazy. So you really should just get the base one because 440 kilometer distance in range is perfectly fine, and it's a bargain. So for what is a 40-50,000 euro car, this means then that you can buy the Tesla Model Y quite cheaply in Europe, relatively speaking, but also what I would imagine is the safest Tesla Model Y on the planet because of the kind of batteries that go in it. In a recent tweet, even Elon Musk said the best type of chemistry for a battery for an electric car would be lithium iron phosphate, which is what these BYD batteries are, because they're super safe. And I'll go into the details and some of the tests that's been done on them in a minute. So it's not just you can get a cheap Tesla Model Y in Europe, you can also buy one with some extra safety built in, which I think is pretty brilliant. So I'll overlay some images here. The Blade batteries typically are 1 meter by 10 centimeters, and they're just long strips basically, and you can put them in a configuration that suits the car that they're going in. The Blade batteries are the only batteries that have been put through the tests for electric cars and that have passed some of these really difficult tests, one of which is the nail penetration test, where they put a nail straight through the middle of the cell. There were no smoke, no fumes, no real thermal event other than the surface temperature across the whole battery went to between 30 and 60 over the whole surface. And that's it. They've been heated up in a furnace over 300 degrees Celsius. Nothing happened there. They've been bent and run over by a truck that weighed 46 tonnes. Nothing at all. They've been charged to over 260%. No issues at all. And this is why they're an incredibly safe battery. They can take this much of a beating and they just take it. There's nothing, they don't do anything. Typically with lithium ion batteries, as we know, they can be shorted or pierced, and they can get hot and burn. And so that's why the BYD batteries are such a big deal. So you should consider that in Europe if you're considering a Tesla. It's a big selling point, if you ask me. You're buying a safer car. Who is BYD? BYD is a company that has been going for years and years and years. Warren Buffett, the investor, bought the majority of them years ago. He still owns the majority, and the company is now making electric cars and the batteries, and they're doing really well. You may not have heard of the company BYD until recently, because now there's this whole array of electric cars coming to the market, and one of them is the, oh well, there's a couple actually, but one of the newest ones is the BYD Atto. And if you look at the car sales that BYD made last September in 2021, it was 70,000. This year, 201,000. So they're doing really well, and that's why BYD kind of means something this year, where it may not have last year or the year before, because now they're making really big numbers and doing really well. Also, the batteries are being sent from China, not to the Shanghai Gigafactory, but to the Berlin factory for their cars there, which is a bit weird. In the Shanghai Gigafactory, they're using LG and CATL batteries to produce their Model 3 and Model Y there. It's a 70-30 split. I'm not sure which one's 30%, which one's 70%, but that's what they're doing. So it's really interesting stuff. If you're new here, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I make videos every day, 1 or 2 videos every single day, about really interesting things about energy and storing energy and electric cars and wind turbines and all sorts of stuff. So if you're interested and you like this video, you'll probably like my other videos too. So thanks for watching and have a lovely day. If you have any questions, just put them in the comments below. I'll try and respond to them. If you think I've missed something out in this video, also just let me know and I'll possibly make another video, or I can just reply to your comment.